Hello, my name is Zane.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and we decided to record little interview, and then we'll tell you why.
We just wanted to have this memory to look back on our relationship and friendship, but also to kind of share any insights or knowledge that might resonate with you as well.
Yeah. So, and also there is like one thing why we decided to do it because we're in an interesting situation in my life because I just moved to the USA, and Zane
About
is
to be moving out of the USA.
yeah tomorrow exactly.
Tomorrow,
So
actually.
tell them where you're going.
So I'm going to Africa,
Yeah.
Zimbabwe, it's quite a story to tell. Should we start with that?
Yeah, it's like yesterday was the birthday of my brother, and my mom told like Zane was a good person, he was fun, and then he met Lisa, and now he's going to Africa. So yeah, tell me why you're going to Africa, why Zimbabwe?
Well, I would say this year has been quite a interesting growth and time in my life. And I feel like it's led up to this point, but there was a lot of things that led up to it where I'm going right now. And I guess shortly is in the late June, I quit my job because I just didn't feel the same way as I was feeling like connection to money, or like I wasn't feeling the same way as just using my time and energy for something that I wasn't happy with. And so I quit my job. No matter what job it was, I just didn't feel any resonation towards it anymore. And then shortly after, I had this really intense calling to travel somewhere. I wasn't sure where. I was thinking maybe around the USA.
Yeah, let me ask something.
Yeah.
So I saw your pictures like a few years ago, and you look completely like a different person, like eating junk food. And
Yes.
so tell me, first of all, what kind of person you were before, and what made you to come to the point where you feel like you need healing, and because you look completely different, because I think that the point where it's like it was a beginning of your journey, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, 2020 is when I really had kind of a awakening. Is when it started, and I felt like during the first quarantine, I had done things that I was not used to. I had not been by myself that long with that amount of quiet before, and so I really just went inward. I did this really wild thing, and I literally did a vow of silence and a vow of blindness for 24 hours, and just wanted to see what would happen out of that. And I felt like from that moment on, like a gear shift, and I was like, this is really interesting. I kind of want to do more of this type of introspective work on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started, my friends, my roommates at the time were really into, these.
Spiritual things.
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. But also like these things that I wasn't really into either. And it was very, mm, not with the crowd of America, I should say.
Oh, so did you feel like it was step by step, or it was like that?
It was definitely step by step. I started changing my diet. I just cut out meat first and gradually did that. And then I cut out, as much sugar as I could. I was very addicted to candy and sweets, very much so. Candy, soda, so much junk food.
Mm-hmm.
And, my mind was not where it is right now. It was very chaotic, very like, just, it was everywhere.
And you started to meditate, right?
I started to meditate. Yeah, I started to meditate. That really started to change things for me. It was like when I was doing that consistently, I felt something change in me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then you felt like, because you change, and then you feel like you can't work anymore because it's like it's not your thing anymore. It's like you should do something else.
Yeah, I mean, fast forward to 2 years now, I just feel like I don't resonate with any type of work or job that I'm not completely giving my all to, you know? um, and so I quit my job, and in July I was just feeling really called to travel somewhere. I was thinking about the USA, doing van life type of thing, but that still didn't feel completely right with me. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? I literally was in a deep meditation, and I asked God or universe or source or whatever you want to call it. I asked, like, where am I supposed to go? And before I could even finish that sentence in my head, it was answered to me. Africa. And I was like, I got chills. I got like this burst of energy go through me. And I had this, my mind was like, oh, are you sure though? Like, it's a little much. But, it felt very profound for me, very deep.
Oh, wow.
And then, a couple weeks later, I asked again, like, but where in Africa am I supposed to go? And then it was like a sound I heard of, like a Zambaba or Zimbabwe or something. And I was like, what is that? And so I literally Googled it, and then it was like, did you mean Zimbabwe? And I was like, where is that? Oh, in Africa. That's where I'm supposed to go. And I mean, so many things like that happen in my life that I just have to trust it now. Like, there's not any doubt in my mind that I trust it fully, and it always works out.
Okay.
Yeah. I know, it sounds pretty crazy. I know it does, but...
Yeah, I hope you will be alive there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I feel most alive right now in my life.
Oh, yeah. I like this sentence. Sometimes we're scared to die, but we're not alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good sentence.
And so I'm going to Africa. You just got back from traveling all over the world, and now you're settling kind of down in the USA.
Yeah.
How did your journey sort of start there?
So I will tell you a little bit about my traveling. So I was like backpacking in South America for 9 months alone when I was 20 years old, and I didn't plan it at all. So it was just a hard time for me when I was in Russia, because my father passed away from alcohol. He was alcoholic, and then I was trying to get visa to the USA to live with my mom, which they didn't give me. So, and then I was like so fucked up. And one day I was like laying down on my bed, felt really bad, and then I'm like, okay, time for Tinder. And so I downloaded Tinder, and then there a guy I saw there with so beautiful eyes, and it was World Cup in Russia. So I swiped him, he liked me too, so we met, and he was Brazilian. And we liked each other, and he supported me at that time I needed, really. And I really didn't like my university, just didn't feel right for me. So he moved back to Brazil, but then he's like, oh, if you will be in Brazil one day, just let me know, I will show you around. And so I'm like, okay, that's a call I have. So maybe it was a joke for him and it wasn't real. I'm like, okay, I'm buying a ticket. I will see you. I will see Brazil, and I saved some money from my university, which paid me.
And you're in Russia at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm in Russia. So I went to Brazil. It didn't work with the guy because I had so many childhood traumas, and he did too. So he avoided me a lot. And then I found out that up in the mountains there is a community of the spiritual people. It's Hare Krishna people. I'm like, okay, It doesn't feel right living with you. I'm packing, I'm going to these people. Didn't know any Portuguese. They didn't know any English, how I found out. And I'm like, explain them in their body language that I want to live there. And they're like, okay, just live here. And yeah, I decided to live with them. And that's the way the flow will took me all over. And then I ended up being with a shaman in Colombia and also jungle of Amazon jungle, yeah. So it was like, but I wasn't happy anyway because some people they really think, oh, I need to travel to be happy. Like I wasn't happy. I was like in this journey trying to find happiness. So and then universe took me to jungle, to sacred plants, to ayahuasca, and I'll tell you maybe later more about it. Actually, and uh, we met with Zane and we went together to Colombia to do together ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting, quite an interesting journey with the 109 years old shaman, the oldest one in the world. We so
Yeah.
lucky, so lucky.
Okay, so but where have you been on your travels around the world?
So I started in Brazil and it was such a flow in there because I traveled so many places in Brazil and like I met someone and then they told me like, oh, you know about this place, or I meet someone like this Krishna people, they say, do you want to go with us to a festival in another part of Brazil? I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do that, and it was such a flow. And then after Brazil, I went to Argentina, and then Paraguay. What else? Like a lot of Peru for 3 months, and then a lot of Colombia too. And then when I found my happiness in ayahuasca, I went to China. I worked there for some time, and I also lived in Bali for 6 months. Yeah, it was insane, and then when I got back, I almost right away got my residence in the USA. So now it's a new like.
Yeah. Now you're in California, going to be going to Oregon pretty soon.
Yes, I'm going really.
Yeah. So now you get to travel around the U.S.
It's all about the flow.
Yeah.
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 You feel it because well, I feel like many people they try to plan their life, but um, but when you relax enough, when you trust universe take you. Even the way we met with Zane, it wasn't like a plan. And then we met, and then he ended up drinking ayahuasca too, and now he's going to Africa. It's all like a beautiful flow. Do you want to tell them a story how we met?
Yeah. So we met back at my first ecstatic dance in Los Angeles, and I was a little nervous of going. I wasn't not I don't consider myself a dancer. I wasn't sure what to expect really, but I did see, like before we went in there, just like a group of people. I was just kind of standing there, and I'm like, and then I see this wonderful woman come up next to me, and she wasn't saying anything, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just talk to her. I'm gonna see what happens because I feel like we're both a little nervous right now, so I'm just gonna try to break the ice here. And I just say, hello, how are you, like how's your night going, or something to that effect. And then I find out that she just moved from Russia like a couple nights prior or something really recently. And I'm just like, oh wow, that's so cool. And then like later on, we don't exchange numbers or contact info later on, throughout the night, I should say. And then we dance and do all that good stuff. It was a great time, wonderful time. And then we leave, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't get to get that girl's number or any of her social media or anything. So I'm like, darn it. Well, hopefully we'll meet again somewhere. And then you share how you found me.
Yeah. It was like such a flow because when I was in Russia, And then I got this email that, okay, you have an appointment in Poland. You have an appointment in Poland where you will get your visa to the USA. And then in Russia, I met someone who asked me, "Oh, tell me how you travel," and I shared them that there is application like Coach Surfing, and that I use it. And like I just giving them an example, and I was like, okay, now I will go to Poland and I'm gonna use it. And then I read my profile and I saw that, oh, I'm a really different person, so I decided to rewrite my profile. And I texted there that I really love to dance. And one person asked me like, what kind of dance do you like? And I'm like, I like aesthetic dance. It's so lovely. You have to definitely try it, and it's amazing.
Amazing.
It's amazing, yeah. So, and I didn't know how to write aesthetic though. So I went to Google to type it, and then there is like aesthetic dance Los Angeles, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there is aesthetic dance in LA. I have to for sure go, and it was an interesting way how I ended up in this event. And thank you, Zane, so that you started to talk to me, because I didn't really feel comfortable too. And then I was really upset that I didn't take his contact, because the moment I saw him, I felt something really familiar to me, that I know him from my past life or something. Um, and so what happened? He make story in his Instagram, and the people who organize event, they reposted his story. So that's the way I found him. And I'm like texted him, oh hi, I'm Lisa, do you remember? You know why I feel like I knew you from my past life? And he just texted me, tell me that.
So I see this message, by the way, come up in my inbox. It's all in Russian. I'm like, I thought it's like a robot or something, some scammers. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should open this or not. But I clicked on it and I'm like, oh my god, it's Lisa, it's her. And so I got really excited. And then, I was at that time working on my album, and one of the songs I was just writing was a song called Past Life. And the lyrics in there are literally like what she had just sent me, like a message about like, I feel like I know you somewhere, like in a past life or something. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I literally just wrote that like 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Something recently though, like I don't remember the
Oh.
exact time, but it was very fresh in my mind.
Oh.
And
wow.
I was like, wow, that's crazy.
And one more thing, like every day I got this kind of angel messages. It's like, I don't know why I did that. It's just real angel messages, like in Instagram, wherever. But I like it, and it's like all the time remind me something. And at that day, it was like so unusual one. It was saying like, oh, you will meet uh, your family member from your past life, and you have something to do together, something like. And so I decided to make a picture of it to send to Zane. And the moment I took a picture was 1 and 1, like or 101. And it's also like numbers that talking to us, I believe that. So it was like insane. All was like
synchronicities, as I like to call them.
Yeah, it's all the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder, like, how do you feel the flow in your life?
Oh gosh, it's so powerful. If you really surrender to it, if you're brave enough to really surrender to it, and you're trusting in it so wholeheartedly, and so much full of faith and love, like it just blows my mind of where it can take you, places it will take you, things it will show you.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, tell me. So the one thing where flow really took you was Colombia, right?
Yes.
Even, can you imagine what happened? Like, I really felt a call to go to Colombia, but I didn't have money at the time. And I also lost my Russian driving license, so when I was looking for it, inside there are some papers. I found right exact amount of money which I needed for this journey, right exactly. And I didn't know about this money, and so I just right away bought a ticket and went. So that's a flow, right? So
Yes.
tell me, how was it for you? And one more question. Did you feel that this journey helped you with decision going to Africa?
Yes, absolutely. So this was sort of a bigger test of trusting in the flow of going to another country, to Colombia. But my support was you. I knew like you'd been traveling a lot, so I'm like, okay, she's done it plenty of times. Let me just relax a little bit because she's probably got this handled okay. But I was a little nervous still. But I also knew that it was the right thing to do, and I really felt called to do ayahuasca at the time too.
And you told me like that you a few days ago you was like, okay, now I'm ready, right?
Yeah, like so recently before she even mentioned about ayahuasca, I was like, saw something about it, and I was like, you know what? I think I am ready to try it now. I'd heard it a couple years ago, but I didn't feel like I was ready to do it then. I definitely felt ready then, and then I get this opportunity.
I was surprised that you agree, really,
Yeah.
because so many people are scared, like that's why they miss opportunity when
Yeah.
the soul call them, or some opportunity come and they're like, oh no, maybe later or something. And then that's why you like, I think, because universe is always guiding us,
Yeah.
but the thing is we don't follow it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you like, yeah, let's go, like it surprised me really.
Yeah, it surprised me too a little bit, but it felt really good, and I'm so glad because that moment of, going to that trip, experiencing all that I experienced, so much growth happened when I came back from that trip. I was a completely different person,
Oh, wow.
from when I started to when I came back to California. Completely different person. It just
What the biggest difference,
I let go of so much fear in my life. So much fear and so much judgment and so much just of my own darkness that I was too scared to face. I faced it and I grew so much from that. And so I can't go into all the details because the story would be 3 hours long, but it's just really life-changing. So when we had got back, I just felt like reborn, really. I felt really like a new person in me.
How did you feel the 109 years old shaman?
So amazing. Like I really had never felt that much energy from a person before. I never felt like that much energy, that strength, that like solid ground. Like he was just so grounded. I could feel like his field of how do
So
you
safe.
so safe, so like grounded. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. You had an opportunity to talk to him, right?
Yeah. We all had an opportunity to talk to him.
Tell me, how was this talking?
It was really good. So I had asked him something on the lines of like, how can I, face my fear a little bit more, because we had a 2-night ceremony. The first night.
Really? You'd ask him that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go on.
And I needed help with how to do it or something like that. I don't remember exact words, and he said, he would bless my cup and then listen to his songs when he would sing and tune into them. And I did just that, and everything as he said just happened, and it was just like the moment I heard his song was the moment that all my fear was released. Like I had like worked through it for a long time, and like the moment I had released it, that's when he started the song too. And it was just like everything was just so in line with everything.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah. And then so what was, do we have a surprise question now?
Yeah.
Or was there something else?
There is nothing else.
Yeah.
Let's do a surprise question.
Yeah, so we both prepared a question for each other. We don't know what it is. And let's see.
Go first.
Okay, so my question was, what is one thing in your life that you would love to experience one more time?
One more time, so it means like
just one more time.
So which I haven't tried before.
No, something you have done before that you would want to do one more time at least before you die.
Oh. Huh. And um. Hmm. The thing I could do, right?
Yeah.
Because well, it's impossible to do it. Okay. Otherwise, I would say to see my grandma. I wish I could see her. But huh. What would I do? That's her. Of course, doing ayahuasca is really obvious. Like for sure. Now after a couple of years, I would do. But I don't know. I don't know. Could you just make another question?
Well, okay, I'll make it a little bit easier. What's something that maybe less pressure of doing it in your lifetime? What's something that you've really enjoyed in this lifetime that you've done?
Huh. I really, I really want to create music. I think, like, and I really want to open my voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's what
that's
I really
beautiful.
wanted because 2 days ago I had this also ceremony of shrooms, and the way I sung and the vibration I felt was so unusual and so special that I really want to feel that way again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't make my question because I was like, I want it to come from my heart, right in the moment.
Your surprise question?
Yeah, my surprise question. So the surprise question will be surprise me too.
Okay. I like that.
Okay, what the most a special person in your life which made you feel different or which made you feel something?
Like who's the person in my life
Maybe even not just person, maybe an experience too, which make you like feel a lot in your heart.
Okay. Okay. So what's an experience that made me feel a lot in my heart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take your time to.
I would say, I mean, we keep saying this a lot, but ayahuasca. I had asked, to feel and experience what love feels like, and I indeed got that to beyond my comprehension. And so that was the most profound experience of heart opening, I would say, of the vastness of love it is too.
Yeah, I wish I will share in some video what happened with me in ceremony, because it changed my life so completely. I was in hell, I was in eternity with God. I was blessed. So it's no words to explain, and after that you're so different.
Yeah, there's no words to explain our experiences. Really, it is so deep and so spiritual that words are like putting it into a little box of how vast the experiences are.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I hope we can see this video like after 40 years of our friendship, or 50 years or whatever,
Yeah.
and just remember about the path we went through.
Yeah.
And now we're like, congratulations, we're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Right?
We're not even in the middle of it. We're not even middle-aged yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So that's really interesting where the life will take us.
Yeah, and so this has all happened within, I just met her last December, right? Or November?
December or November.
Yeah, of 2021. This is 2022 now. And I mean, it feels like we've known each other for a lifetime.
Yes, I always call him my cosmic brother.
Yeah, she's my cosmic sister.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully any of these words or experiences maybe gave you something to think about, or just hopefully you enjoyed watching us express our stories too.
Yeah, I hope it's really my dream now to record an interview with interesting people who has something to share, because it's really nice to, because all of us has something what we know or what we like have experience with, and it's really nice when we can come together and share what we can. Sometimes it's just attention, sometimes it can be anything. The way you cook something, that's also like a recipe. So, because I need recipes actually. It's so hard for me. So if you know some, just write in comments or something. Yeah, but I wish I will do that. If you wanna do interview with me, you can also contact me. We're open in our Instagram.
Yeah,
Let's
feel free
talk.
to message us anything.
Yeah, any questions about Africa or wherever. So thank you, and I
Yeah,
wish you to be happy.
sending you lots of love on your journeys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.